Almost everything we know about North Korea comes from carefully managed images, official statements, and rare glimpses beyond one of the most tightly controlled borders on Earth. But a new picture is emerging from the people who managed to escape. Their accounts suggest that life inside the country is becoming even more restrictive than it was just a decade ago. If you want to uncover more stories hidden behind one of the world's most secretive regimes, make sure to subscribe to Uncovering North Korea. For years, North Korea has been known for its isolation, strict censorship, and absolute political control. Yet according to hundreds of recent testimonies gathered from people who fled the country, the situation has entered a new phase. The methods of control are becoming more sophisticated, punishments are becoming harsher, and ordinary life is becoming increasingly difficult. But perhaps the most striking change isn't just what the government is doing, it's why it appears to be doing it. One of the most disturbing findings concerns information itself. Around the world, watching a foreign television program is little more than entertainment. In North Korea, distributing foreign films or television dramas can carry the ultimate punishment. Escapees described an environment where access to outside media is viewed as a direct threat to the state, and where severe penalties are intended to discourage anyone from challenging the official narrative. That alone reveals just how much importance the regime places on controlling what its citizens see and hear. But the consequences extend far beyond censorship. Several defectors described public executions carried out after people were accused of distributing foreign media. According to their testimonies, these events are designed not only to punish the accused, but to send a powerful warning to everyone watching. One former resident recalled witnessing the trial of a young man who was sentenced to death after being caught with South Korean content. She said offenses involving foreign media were increasingly being treated with the same severity as major criminal offenses, creating an atmosphere where fear reaches into everyday life. Yet this raises another question. If access to television dramas is considered so dangerous, what does that say about the government's confidence in its own messaging? The answer may lie in a much broader system of surveillance. Former residents interviewed over the past decade described a country where monitoring has expanded into almost every aspect of daily existence. Advances in technology, combined with traditional systems of neighborhood reporting and political oversight, have made it increasingly difficult for people to act, communicate, or even think independently without fear of consequences. According to these accounts, the goal is not simply to catch people breaking the rules. It is to discourage dissent before it can even begin. That level of control did not appear overnight. When Kim Jong-un assumed power in 2011, many North Koreans reportedly hoped that conditions would gradually improve. There were expectations of economic growth and better living standards after years of hardship. Some believed the younger leader might pursue reforms while maintaining political stability. For a brief period, optimism existed, but those expectations gradually faded. Former residents told investigators that conditions deteriorated significantly after diplomacy with Western countries stalled several years later. Instead of greater openness, they described tighter restrictions on trade, increased controls along the Chinese border, and growing limits on the informal markets that many families relied upon simply to survive. Those markets had often provided food and income outside the state's official system. Once they were restricted, many households found themselves with even fewer options. Food insecurity became another defining feature of daily life. Many escapees said that eating 3 meals a day had become a luxury rather than an expectation. During the pandemic years, some reported severe shortages that left communities struggling to find enough food. According to their testimonies, hunger became a regular part of life for many families, while opportunities to earn money independently continued to disappear. But even that wasn't the full picture. The same accounts suggest that opportunities to leave North Korea became dramatically more limited. Border security was strengthened, surveillance increased, and escape routes that had once existed became far more dangerous. Those attempting to cross into China reportedly faced the risk of being shot, making one of the world's most difficult escapes even more perilous. As movement became harder, work became more demanding. Investigators also documented growing use of forced labor. People from poorer backgrounds were reportedly assigned to demanding construction, mining, and infrastructure projects in the hope of improving their social standing. Instead, defectors described hazardous conditions where serious injuries and deaths were not uncommon. Rather than acknowledging those losses as workplace failures, they said the sacrifices were often portrayed as acts of loyalty to the leadership. Even more troubling were accounts claiming that orphans and vulnerable children had increasingly been drawn into these labor programs. For many observers, these findings echo concerns raised more than a decade earlier. Previous international investigations concluded that North Korea had committed crimes against humanity, particularly through its political prison camp system. The latest findings suggest that several of those prison camps remain in operation, while abuse, harsh treatment, and deaths from overwork and malnutrition continue to be reported in detention facilities. Although some former prisoners noted limited improvements in the behavior of certain guards, the overall picture remains one of severe hardship and fear. So why has meaningful international action proved so difficult? Calls have been made for greater legal accountability, including proposals that the situation be referred to the International Criminal Court. However, such efforts face major political obstacles. Decisions at the international level depend on agreement among powerful nations, and geopolitical alliances have repeatedly complicated attempts to increase pressure on Pyongyang. Meanwhile, North Korea continues to strengthen relationships with countries willing to engage with its leadership, despite long-standing concerns over its human rights record. Perhaps the most revealing aspect of these testimonies is not simply the suffering they describe, but the determination of those who chose to speak despite enormous personal risk. Their accounts paint a picture of a society where information is tightly controlled, independent thought is discouraged, and fear is woven into daily life. Yet they also suggest that many younger North Koreans still hope for something different, even if expressing that hope remains incredibly dangerous. North Korea has long been one of the world's most secretive states, but as more people escape and share their experiences, the curtain lifts a little further. Each testimony adds another piece to a story that the outside world rarely gets to see, and each one raises difficult questions about how long such a system can continue unchanged. If you want to uncover more stories hidden behind one of the world's most secretive regimes, make sure to subscribe to Uncovering North Korea.